Alrighty, traders, happy Friday, and you're probably expecting Cameron here in the session today. Sorry to disappoint, but Cameron asked me to go ahead and run the show for him today, and because he's actually on a golf trip this weekend. So he's out with the boys and running after a white little ball that we all like to do, and when it goes in the hole, we get pretty excited. So this is the deal. Well, that depends. If it goes in the hole after about 8 shots, we're not too excited. All right, traders, well, we're going to go ahead and take a look, see what's going on with the market this morning. Make sure you go ahead and grab a pen and paper. We're going to rock and roll and take a look and see what's going on with the market with regards to trading opportunities. And so with that being said, I'll see you guys right after this. Alrighty, traders, well, welcome back, and yes, we're going to go ahead and take a look at some trading opportunities. I'm actually trying to open up our VPS so I can go ahead and implement these trades. Looks like I'm having a little bit of issues. Oh, there we go. Just needed a couple of extra tries. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take a look and see what's going on with the market this morning. We're going to go ahead and take a look and see what is shaking, what is baking, and exactly how we're going to go ahead and tackle some of these setups that we have going on this morning. I'm going to go ahead and pull this over. Let me pull this over to the right here. And this is where we're going to go ahead and implement those trades as soon as it comes along the way. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. Firstly, what data did we have out this morning? As you can see right here, we had data that we got. Oh, can't even see my face down there below. All right. So we got data that was reported out this morning, and it was the flash manufacturing out in Europe. We had some out in pound. We got some US data coming out, or at least came out at 9:45. We all know that a lot of the information out this week was a rate decision. The Swiss National Bank decided to keep their rates unchanged at 1.75%. That actually created a downside move in the Swiss franc itself. We saw a nice rally in the CAD Swiss, Euro Swiss, Pound Swiss. A lot of the Swiss crosses rallied against the Swiss itself. We also saw that CPI came out lower for the UK. They also made a decision to keep their rates unchanged, as you can see right here, at 5.25%. They were thinking about raising it up to 5.5. That didn't take place. And we saw a downside move in the pound since the news came out. Bank of Japan kept their rates unchanged. Of course, we know that's not going to change. They've kept it in negative territory. We've got home sales that were down for the U.S. on Thursday as well. So a lot of data out this morning. And yes, our flash manufacturing came out positive as well. On this is manufacturing PMI. Services PMI was down slightly. So a little bit of confusing data coming out for the US here at 9:45. Traders, let's go take a look, see how the market's reacting, and let's go look for some trade opportunities. So I believe we are currently holding still, let's see here, what do we have in? We still got some Swiss positions right here, so we look at everything else but the Swiss franc. And so let me go to the Euro, Aussie, New Zealand, and the US CAD. So I'm going to look at those three pairs right here. I believe we have maybe a bonus trade here on the Aussie, New Zealand dollar. We might go ahead and throw in a bonus trade on that this morning as well. So let's dive into Aussie CAD first. Now, the first thing I noticed is that we have got the strong move to the upside right here. Clearly, we want to see a nice, good close on the daily candle. But if I look at the 1 hour time frame, I notice that the 1 hour time frame is dealing with a bit of resistance here at the top. And because of that, this means that we may end up seeing the price working its way back down south again. So there's a good chance that we may see the market bouncing off this resistance and pulling back down and coming back to retest this previous high right here before the next move going long. So it makes me think that maybe we should be thinking bearish off that resistance. Let me see if we got enough profit here on the downside. Ooh, no, we don't. Only 17 pips right there. Okay, I'm not liking that. All right, so I'm going to have to change my opinion here of what I'm going to do on this. Let me go to the, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay with the daily time frame. Stay with the momentum on the daily. Let's see if we can push through that. We've got a better chance of pushing long with this big bullish candle. And also we're at a good level of support right here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and say, let me just clean up this chart here. I'm going to say I'm going to buy long on Aussie CAD just because of the fact that Aussie CAD is bouncing off that support. So here we go. Buy Aussie CAD. We're going to go long on that. So we're long on Aussie CAD right there. I believe Cameron might want me to go and add some on his other positions here. Let me see here. Aussie CAD, there's good positions there. Aussie CAD, good positions there. And this one right here, Aussie CAD. Okay, good. He's got positions there too. All right, fantastic. All right, so we're long on Aussie CAD right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next trade. And by the way, you should be getting, if you are following our trade ideas inside the Telegram channel, inside the description in the YouTube channel, you'll be able to pick up all of these trades. All right, and if you're interested in getting these trades that we're doing here live, if you're interested in getting these trades implemented into your trading account without you doing anything, stay tuned. Next week, we're going to talk about how you can get that free. All right. All right. So Aussie CAD, currently right now, we're long on Aussie CAD. Let's take a look at the New Zealand CAD. Now that we are on that, New Zealand CAD is also starting to pump a little bit right here. I think New Zealand CAD is chasing after the high up here at the top. We got a target all the way up here. I think we're going to go long on New Zealand CAD as well. Let's go long on New Zealand CAD. Now, we're long on New Zealand CAD. Just a reminder, even though we're long on New Zealand CAD right here, if I go down to the lower time frame, let's see what those swings look like. There is a swing that was formed right here. We now just recently got to the 1.618. So a lot of you might say, well, Big Dog, we had resistance. We should be selling it. Well, true. But I think that this retracement move is going to be short-lived. I think what's going to happen is we're going to see this play out right here. And we're going to have a very shallow retracement. And then price is going to move back up again. So I'd rather be in the buying seat, especially if I have to make a decision right now. I'm going to be in the buyer seat, look for a dip, and then the next rally. So this is where we're at with regards to New Zealand CAD. Even if we get a dip, I still expect price to move back. Now, I don't mind if we get a dip down here. We'll add in again as the dip comes in play. And then as the market goes up, we'll definitely start looking to take a profit. All right, that's on the New Zealand CAD. Let's go take a look at the Euro. Euro US dollar right here. I'll be honest with you, the Euro US dollar has not been moving very fast. And so it looks like we are now finally getting some sort of price action move, but it's still not as much as I thought we would expect. What I do like is that we're getting the market to break through here. We got this long wick down here. We're in an oversold condition. I'm going to run with a buy, even though we're a little late at the party. And we do see that there is a bit of resistance here. I'm going to suspect that we're going to see a breakout finally through this area, and price is going to break up and go north. So I'm going to go long on Euro US dollar right here. There it is, long on Euro US dollar. And then finally, let's go ahead and take a look at US dollar CAD. And this is what US dollar CAD looks like on the chart. Now, I did speak to a couple of traders in the week, and I'm like, you know what? If US dollar CAD does go south, then so be it. But I still see, this is my issue right here. I still see price trying to deal with this support right here. And I'm suspecting that this might be a setup for the dollar just to have a short-term rally towards this level right here at 135.46. So I think we're going to get a little push up here before the rally continues. Now, I must say this, that market sentiment for the US dollar CAD is actually, contrarian sentiment is bearish on the US dollar CAD. So selling is actually the right direction. And if I look over here at the daily time frame, we should see price dropping back all the way back down to 133.66 and then down here to 133.00. And this bearish candle tells us that maybe this is the U-turn that we were expecting. So this is the deal. I could do two things. I could go ahead and say sell right now. Let's cost average in if it does go a little higher, but we are expecting to sell off eventually. Or go ahead and just try and look for that buy and trade that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with the overall directional bias, which is bearish on sentiment, which is contrarian sentiment too. And I'm going to look to sell on US dollar CAD. Even if US dollar CAD does go a little bit further north, I do suspect that it could go up another, let's see here. US dollar CAD could go up, let's see, another 100 points. So which means that I might have to pick in about 4 or 5 positions on this. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to stick with the overall trend, and let's see how that plays out right here. So this one is we're doing this a little bit differently. This one we're going to go ahead and pick the long-term direction here, even though the market may end up pumping up a little higher eventually. All right, so it pumps up a little higher, but eventually turns around, heads back down south. That's what we're looking for right there. Now, bonus trade. New Zealand, Aussie, New Zealand dollar right here. Here's our bonus trade for the day. Let's take a look. All right, so if we take a look over here, one thing we have to pick up here is that we had this trade hit the 1.6 rate. So we had a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and now we're at the 5th wave right here. So guess what? Guess what the decision is going to be made on this pair? Well, I'm going to tell you right after this. All right, traders, if you haven't got a broker, make sure you go ahead and check out ACAP. We want to go ahead and thank ACAP for sponsoring our YouTube videos. Appreciate that. Also, they are a great brokerage company. There is a link down in the description down below. Go ahead and sign up with ACAP. And if you do, make sure you go ahead and let us know. We'd like to give you some free trade ideas that you can go ahead and add into your trading account. And we want to be able to help you on that. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. Contact us once you've done that, and we'll go ahead and make sure that you get connected. All right. Now, traders, with this 1.27 right here, I'm thinking that the market is most probably going to bounce back up again towards this level right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the bounce. Now, if I go to the daily time frame right here, I'll also notice that price has come back to retest this backside of the trend line right there as well. So bounce is due. Despite of this big bearish move to the downside, bounce is due. And I'm going to go ahead and bank on that by buying in on the Aussie New Zealand dollar. And there it is there, buying Aussie New Zealand dollar. Traders, this trading tool that I'll use is very effective, gets you in and out the trades very quickly. It manages your positions. Check it out. Traders Network Club is offering an opportunity for you to get this tool free when you sign up for the starter membership. Check out the website, tradersnetworkclub.com. for that tool. You get the trade ideas, and you get this tool that is part of the membership. All right, it's a great way to get started to build up your trading account. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of things here as we close off the session today. Let's take a look at what we can expect coming out next week. What's the biggest sort of driver that we're going to get next week as we head into the last week of September? So looking in on the calendar, number one on the list would be consumer sentiment, which means we got CPI inflation numbers coming out right here. So CPI numbers for the Australians, we don't have a projection, but that's definitely going to be something on the radar. All right, definitely keep your eye open for the CPI numbers for Australia. We also have coming out in the US. We have on Thursday, we've got a GDP coming out, quarterly GDP on Thursday at 8:30 in the morning. That's obviously going to be a price mover as well. And as we go further down in the week, we'll notice here on Friday, we have some data coming out from Friday. Now, taking a look at the overall setup based on news, I think the revised consumer sentiment would probably be the dollar highlight for the week. That would be so there's not a lot of fundamentals. Coming off a really busy week of fundamentals this week, next week doesn't seem to be that aggressive, all right, with fundamentals. So it looks like we will close off next week with some good trendy moves, which means, traders, when we come out of fundamentals and we go into more of a non-trendy week or non-fundamental week, in the following week, we tend to see the markets continue with the trend that we've started off this week. And that means things like, the breakout we saw with the CAD Swiss. We should continue to see that move going long. We do have 6,800 as our next milestone that we're chasing after. We will also see US dollar CAD. Finally, whether we see a corrective move to 35.46 and then a downside move down to 133. Well, that's going to probably take place next week. We'll see that movement taking place. So pay attention to the breakouts, because the breakouts will probably continue in next week. Pay attention to corrective moves for another downside move in US dollar CAD. And also pay attention to the breakout expected, a big move in Euro US dollar in next week as well. I think we're going to see that taking place next week as well. So traders, with that being said, have an awesome weekend, and I'll see everyone back again next week. Make sure that you check out my YouTube channel, FxBigDog YouTube channel, as I do live sessions on a regular basis. Also, I've included my Spanish translator, Nico, as well, and he comes in and joins me as we go ahead and talk about the markets, and we do that on a regular basis. So make sure you join us next week. I will set up a live session sometime in next week, to talk about the Canadian Swiss franc and what we're expecting from that. So with that being said, traders, have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you back in the next trade battle when Cameron's back again on Friday next week, and we've got something really special to announce for everyone that is watching. So make sure that you join, and I'll see you next time. This is the FxBigDog signing off.